Hello, bright and shiny beacons of light.
Ow.
I'm Michael Sandler. I have Hannah Bear, who I just bumped her knee. With me on the mic. We're not going to play with the tissue, though. Did you want to say hi to everybody before you go to sleep? Because we're going to have a big clearing here tonight to help bring some peace and love to the planet and help heal people's hearts.
I can't see.
You can't see. Well, right now you just see people in the chat over here because unlike Class Wednesday night we have a Zoom, and tonight it's just these beautiful wonder people like Angela, like Lori, like Jezebel, like Lisa, like Heen, like Hope, like Maureen in the chat. In fact, we get to send some love out because we have Alyssa Burnett in the chat. And you know what's exciting about Alyssa Burnett? She is in Asheville, so it is absolutely a miracle. Can you type? Not during a YouTube live event. We've been learning our letters. We've been learning how to type. You can type your name, can't you?
Yeah.
Can you spell your name?
Yeah.
Yeah. So we've been practicing typing. We're going to get into things here tonight. We're going to get into a massive clearing in about 30 minutes. What we're going to do first is set the stage, explain how clearings work, talk about why this clearing, which is going to help you. You're going to feel better tonight. You're going to feel lighter.
I'm to type.
Well, no, we can't type during a YouTube live event. We can type at other times, but...
Oh, pop.
Yeah?
Oh, pop.
A pop-pop?
Yeah.
Well, Popo, your grandma, might be here tonight. I don't know. This is a good question. So,
Gong.
Gong is Grandpa. He may be here too. Before we dive into things...
Daddy's tata.
Yeah, on Daddy's Tap Top. A key point. We have a GoFundMe page set up through YouTube.
Daddy's tata.
Yeah, that's bringing funds
Jackie
specifically,
Tata.
and Jackie is visiting as well, bringing funds specifically to victims of Hurricane Helene. So if you can donate,
Jackie.
please do. That's the GoFundMe page that we have as the donation. Okay, you're going to head to bed now?
Yeah.
Okay, do you want to wave goodbye to everybody?
Bye-bye.
You want to give a blow kiss? Mwah. All right, bye everyone. Well, that's Honey Bear saying goodbye. Okay, thank you, Honey Bear. Thank you. All right, let's get into things. I'm actually, hopefully this mic is here, working here, and people let me know if in the chat it does not look like the mic is working. But I'm very excited to get into things tonight because while this is, what's the best way to put it? While this is, ooh, my document is trying to run away from me. My document has run away from me. All right, bear with me, everybody. This is interesting. What I was going to say is the reason for doing this event tonight, to me, is it's both a toughie and an important one. In other words, there's a lot going on in the world right now and a lot of really scary things, if we're honest about it. But there are things we can do individually. There are things that we can do collectively that can help us to shift the needle and bring more peace into our hearts and more peace to the whole planet. And so that's why I'm excited to do this event here tonight. I had until the events that took place this week, I had never thought of doing a global or world clearing event. And maybe this will be a start of many events to come. And we'll talk about how this can help. We're actually doing a clearing on you, on me. We're clearing all of us individually, but we actually reflect back into the field. Or I'm going to discuss more about the science of how that works, how shifting ourselves literally shifts or has the ability to shift much of the planet. And it may even be possible that clearing on you and clearing on me can literally clear on others as well. So a couple last housekeeping items, then we're going to dive into things. First off, we've got Kyle Cease on the show this Thursday, Shifting Dimensions. He was a #1 comedian for Comedy Central, wrote an amazing book on manifestation and money, and is just an incredible soul brother, no other way to put it. And he'll be on this Thursday on the show. And for some reason, whenever I start talking, I have to sneeze. And no, I didn't get to the mute key. And I don't have a cold or anything. In fact, I ran a beautiful 10-mile mountain run earlier today. Oh, I really feel like telling you. I did my longest mountain run in years today. Excuse me. And then went to do what's called a Euro bungee, this bungee trampoline thing, or to have Hannah Bear do this bungee trampoline. And at the last minute, being harnessed up. She decided she didn't want to do it. She wanted to watch Daddy do it. And this is it's a trampoline that you have a harness, like a climbing harness on. You're attached to 2 bungee cords, and you can jump up and jump down 10 or 20 feet in the air. If you're really daring, you can do flips. I had head injury 2.5 years ago. And this actually has to do with tonight's top in a certain way. I had head injury 2.5 years ago. I got headaches easy. I got dizzy easy. I was wobbly really easy. And the idea of me doing a flip or doing anything like this, completely out of the realm of possibility. And yet, Hannah Bear wouldn't do it tonight. And that was okay, and we didn't pressure her. So we hooked me up instead, and I'm jumping 20 feet in the air and flipping forward and flipping back, and my head felt great. What in the world does this have to do with anything? Actually, quite a bit, because there's this term that a dear friend of mine coined, Dr. Michael Merzenich, which is brain plasticity. It means that your brain can be molded, can be sculpted, can be changed, can be healed. I'd like to say there's energetic plasticity or human energetic plasticity, which means that the energy of humanity, certainly the brain and the heart, can be molded, can be sculpted, can be changed, can be healed. That's what we're doing here this evening, starting on an individual note. Starting by healing your heart, starting by healing my heart, healing everybody who's here. And this is just as powerful on the recording as it is live. But we're going to work to heal everybody's heart, and that will mold or move out into, hopefully, the entirety of the world. It'll certainly make at least a little dent, and every little dent matters. So the last thing that I want to say, so we got the Kyle C. Show. We've got GoFundMe, please, if you can help for people in Asheville and elsewhere who are affected by Helene. And now we've got Milton coming in, if I have his name right, which is, I think, going to be a very, very big deal for the Tampa area. And if you get orders to evacuate, please do so. And then the last piece is, automatic writing. We've moved our automatic writing class, which is typically the third Tuesday of each month. We've moved it out from the 15th to the 22nd this month. So if you want to learn how to channel, which is what I use to do this event here tonight, please come join us, and that will be on Tuesday, the 22nd of this month. Oh, last note. I'm told that there is a, what do we call them? Masquerader? There is somebody who is masquerading. I'm not sure what the word is for it. There is a fake me contacting people on Facebook asking, do you want a private session with me? That is not me. First off, I do almost no private sessions. Secondly, I never, ever do anything like that. So if you get something like that, report it. Report it right away. It's not me. And if you have gotten that, thank you for reporting it. And I send so much love and my apologies, even though it has nothing, and I guess everything to do with me, but thank you for reporting it. All right, let's dive into things. Oh, we've already got some great donations. Michelle Heron, $20. Aaron Allard, yes, $20. Thank you so much. And I met a gentleman on the trail today by the name of Etienne who couldn't be here, and he asked if I can help clear for him, so thank you as well. All right, let's talk about this. Let's talk about clearing. Let's talk about where we are at, or where humanity is at. And this is so important to understand. You see, humanity is actually at a very good place right now. I would say a great place. And the reason that we know we're at a great place is because there is so much blowback. The world is as far from status quo as it can be right now. No, we're not in a world war, thank God. No, we don't have the plagues or the COVIDs at this moment going on to the extent that we did, thank God. But the world is crazy nuts right now, which is, in a sense, from a spiritual point of view, the greatest thing in the world to shift out of the old. We are on the airplane. We are on the runway. We are about to take off. We're in the rocket ship, about to go to Mars as a planet and as a species. How does it get any better than this? And At the same time, we get to let go of our baggage first. What does this mean? Well, let's look at the U.S. The U.S. was founded on all men are created equal. Well, of course, that wasn't quite true. And that's come back up to the surface. The U.S. was founded on, we're a very peace-loving nation. That may have some challenges that have been brought up to the surface as well. I'm not picking on any one country. I'm not picking on any one party, on anyone, anything. I love everyone, everywhere. But everything that was brought under the surface, Russia, Ukraine, Middle East, you name it, throughout Africa, throughout all of the continents, anything that was put under the surface is coming back up now to be cleared and to be healed. You're on the runway, you're in the rocket ship. You cannot take off with this extra baggage that's weighing you down. That's kind of a fundamental law of the universe right now. You can't take off with the baggage that's holding you down. And you certainly can't take off with the baggage that causes war. Now, this tonight is a world peace clearing. What does that mean? It means I'm going to go after the wounds inside of you, the wounds inside of me, the wounds inside of all of us collectively that allow us to allow war to take place. What do you mean, allow war? Well, if we all came together and linked hands, almost 8 billion of us, or linked arms hand in hand, and said to our governments, no more war, I promise you, there would be no more war. So on some level, we get to shift inside of us so that we don't allow this to continue. Now, as Mother Teresa would say, I'm not against anything. If you have an anti-war rally, don't call me. If you have a pro-peace rally, I will be there. I'm of the same ilk. No, I'm not as enlightened as Mother Teresa, but pro-anything has so much more energy, so much more goodness than being against anything. Against is, well, we've often heard the terms, what you resist persists. Against is that same fighting energy. I am against that. Excuse me, I don't need that energy doesn't even feel good. Come here, I love you. Now that's good energy. What's going on in the outer world and all of the struggles going on in the outer world is simply a reflection of what's going on in the inner world. This doesn't mean you caused it. This doesn't mean that you're falling apart. Actually, we're all falling apart to raise to a higher level. We're being reassembled, sort of like way back when number 5 is alive. We are being reassembled at a higher level. But it doesn't mean anything's wrong with you. And at the same time, since spirituality is all about paradoxes, understand that the outer world is still a reflection of the inner world. What does this mean? It means that if we have fears, worries, anxiety, inner turmoil, inner chaos, inner anger, inner angst, inner frustration, that is, in a sense, what we broadcast to the outer world. Not that Michael Sandler is angry and frustrated. That's not what I mean. But what I mean is you put out the energy that then causes a fire to burn, an ember to turn into a forest fire, or who knows what to take place because of what's on the inside. Again, it doesn't mean anything is wrong with you. There's this whole thing in self-help of you need to be fixed. You don't need to be fixed. There's something broken. There ain't nothing broken. What we're doing, though, is we're raising to a higher level. I'm going to call it, we're raising to the no más level. It's Spanish for no more. The no más level, which is interesting, because I'm in Quebec at the moment. Be back stateside in 3.5 weeks. But we're going to the no más, or no more level. No more internal strife. No more internal chaos, no more internal tug of war or being torn apart, which then comes out in the outer world around us. So, if we look around the world right now, so you could look at the Middle East right now, what are we seeing? We're seeing an outer conflict that is the result of inner turmoil over thousands of years. Inner turmoil over thousands of years. And let me be perfectly clear right here. I do not blame anyone. I do not condone anyone. I love everyone. Even heaven forbid, and I can't believe I'm going to say this, if someone put a gun to my head, I would really not want them to kill me. And at the same time, I would still have to hold them in a state of love. I would still have to hold them in a state of love. Why? Because anything else will create an even more horrific result. Oh my God, look at the donations that have come in for GoFundMe for Helene. Nancy Noyes, $100. Anonymous, $50. Anonymous, $25. Anonymous, $20. Anonymous, $20. Thank you so much. Oh my gosh. How does it get any better than this? Thank you so much. We have to choose a better way. We have to choose a higher level. No blame. No one, under any circumstance. The news is such a derision and division device. It wants you to go, they're horrible. Kill them. They're horrible. Take them out. They're not even human. Guess what? If you've got a pulse, yep, you're still human, at least in this lifetime. So blame has no part in this game. We are all part of this construct, all part of the new construct of love, all part of the old construct, most of us, maybe not all of us. No, I'm gonna put myself in that category, though, of fear and chaos. If you have any fear and chaos in your heart, it makes it harder for the world to have total peace. But guess what? You can be an important, beautiful part of the solution. You could be a huge part of the solution. So what we get to do is we get to work on the fears, worries, concerns that are going on in the world and that are going on in our heart and that are creating the wars around the globe. Now, it's not simply limited to people in the Middle East or people in Ukraine or people in Sudan or people in whatever. It is what's in our hearts that broadcasts around the entire world. And it doesn't mean there's anything bad in your heart. Quite the contrary. Here's where it gets interesting. To me, all of these things bubbling up to the surface speak to us actually vibrating at a higher level. We just haven't fully catapulted or broke through to the other side. Some call that 3D to 5D. I often joke about that and say 7D mongos. If you've been to the Philippines, you'll know what I'm talking about. Or actually, they come from the Philippines. You can find them at Costco, 7D mangoes. I joke about that because everything's just a label. And how do we label the unlabelable? But it is going to that higher level of consciousness. To get to the higher level of consciousness, things have to break free. That's what we're seeing. And what we're learning is that the wounds inside of us, the wounds that say, I must fight you, I must get upset, where all of a sudden you go to this state of anger, outrage, it doesn't keep you safe. These are old ways of being. In fact, they're old ways of keeping people in power. There are powers, the powers that be that are in power. And I'm not a conspiracy guy. Those in power just want to stay in power. It's as simple as that. I get it. Those with almost in power want to get into power. I get that too. But what if power is actually a benevolent leader or a benevolent government where the entire job of everyone in charge, quote unquote in charge, is to help you heal, to help you feel better, to help you be better, to help find more peace? What if that was the true government? We're getting there. I believe it'll be there very quickly as soon as we pop to the other side. Right now, the old system of being wants to keep us in fear, wants to keep us afraid, wants to keep us in this perpetual cycle of violence to keep us under control. And on that note, I promised Aya Bear, who's our moderator extraordinaire, that I wouldn't go political here. However, there's one comment that I want to address. It's one political body saying to another political body, well, your response to this war situation must be proportionate. I'm here to tell you there's no such thing in my heart as proportionate killing, as proportionate bombing, as proportionate anything. That's the old eye for an eye, stick for a stick. And that doesn't work anymore. That's a very low-level vibration, low-level solution. We must demand more. We must look for a higher level. You kick, I hug. You throw rock, I hug more. You do whatever, I'm just going to love you up and find a way. Either in person, or if that's too dangerous, then I will do it energetically. Oh my God, look at the donations that have come in. We've got Irene, $20, thank you. Anonymous, $20. Anonymous, $50. Anonymous, $10. Anonymous, $20. I'm going to cry. Anonymous, 50. Anonymous, 5. Oh my God, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. And I think we still don't know the full extent of what's going on for people because of Helene, because so many people, so many cities or towns are wiped out, and there's still no roadways in. There's still very little help getting there. So this is huge, and thank you beyond thank you. This is what I'm talking about. This is the shift. We're told on the news, we're told on whatever, and we're going to do the clearing in about 15 minutes here. We're told that... probably more like 20. We're told that the world is becoming more dangerous. The world is becoming more divisive. I believe it's just the reverse. But I believe that all these wounds are coming up to be cleared. And they're not just our wounds. It's sort of like if we look at everything going on in the world today, with weather, for instance, it's not just caused by us here today. Everything has a historical context to everything. So we clear the wounds in our hearts. We clear the wounds from our ancestors. We clear the wounds from our forefathers. And the wars simply stop and go away. Because if the wounds are gone, then wars simply don't make sense anymore. The new gen, until we gift them with wounds, it doesn't make any sense. You could be in what would it be an OBGYN, a delivery ward, on a border between two warring nations, and a child from one side is born and a child from another side is born, and you put them together and they grow up together, and they won't understand the concept of war or killing or fighting each other. It's only when we gift them with that. If we clear the wounds in our hearts and the wounds of our forefathers and the wounds of everyone who came before us, guess what? It won't make sense to us. It won't even make sense to leadership. Now, we think of leadership going, oh, war is a money-making machine. Woohoo! Yeah, but at the end of the day, even leaders are trying to do the best they can for themselves and their families. And if it doesn't make sense to them, they won't do it anymore either. There is a critical mass that takes place when we clear these wounds, where what doesn't make sense completely stops. That's what we're going for here and now. Danya, $20. Oh my God, thank you so much. Georgia Stewart, $50. How does it get any better than this? Thank you so, so much. And everybody, I'm sure in their own way who will receive this help, thanks you as well. And that's, if people are wondering what I'm saying, it's a GoFundMe.org, which is through YouTube put together the resources to help people in need because of Hurricane Helene. So it's all about the wounds on our heart. And so the question is, what are the wounds on our heart? If we're going to be clearing these wounds, what are the wounds on our heart? It's old traumas, old feelings, old insecurities, hatred, enmity, violence. What was the word that came to me earlier today? Retaliation. I'm running along doing this beautiful, it turned out to be a 3-peak run. I had no plans on this, but it's where the universe guided me. So I did 3 mountain-ish peaks, Mont Tremblant and 2 other mountain peaks that are very close, very, very close to Mont Tremblant here in Quebec today. And what I'm hearing is the word that gets to be clear the most is retaliation. What does this mean? It's old trauma, security, hatred, enmity, violence that's not ours. But it is still inside of us, and that perpetuates this cycle. And I want to back up here for a minute. I want to give a little bit more of, for those who are going, what do you mean clearing energy? What do you mean wounds? What do you mean any of this stuff? Let's go back to basics for just a minute. If you've ever seen somebody pass away or seen them in their casket or after they passed away, what do you notice? They're not there anymore. They're literally not there. You see John, but it's a shell of John. It doesn't have the energy of John. or Jane, and those are two very generic names, but you get what I'm saying. Because they're not there anymore. We are all, you are, I am, divine energetic being. That's what you are. Divine energetic being, having an energetic experience in human form. What does that mean, divine? It means your energy didn't come from here, and it won't stay here either. That's why when somebody passes away, you recognize that their shell is just a shell of the person, but that's not the actual person. So we are energetic beings that came from somewhere else and leave to somewhere else. That I would call the divine. We come from somewhere else, we leave to someone else. And while we're here, and it's interesting, I was listening to an 80s song earlier today, which had on Leonard Nimoy playing Spock, going, pure energy. Dun, 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 dun. Pure energy. That's what we are. We are all still pure energy, just in human form. This is super important to understand. We have human form, so I've got energy stuffed in this human body, and the human body has a nervous system that's geared, excuse me, sorry, I'll stop that, toward fight or flight. Oh my God, look at the donations that have come in. This is, I think, the most helpful show of all shows that we've done. So thank you, everybody. $50 anonymous to GoFundMe. $20 from Amy D to GoFundMe. Anonymous $20 to GoFundMe. Eric Wallace $20 to GoFundMe. Anonymous $20 to GoFundMe. Thank you from the bottom of my heart. How does it get any better than this? Thank you so much. We are energetic beings in a human form that has a nervous system that's geared towards fight or flight, and that's where we run into difficulties. Because that fight or flight mechanism isn't just to run from the tiger. The fight or flight mechanism is very good if it's designed to run from the tiger. But our fight or flight mechanism, because we are all overachievers, even if we weren't told that in school. I don't know that I was ever told, Michael, you're an overachiever, in a good way anyway. But we also run from the memory of tigers. And we run from the memory of tigers that's been gifted to us by the tribe. And the memory of tigers that's been given to us by the tribe's ancestors, from their ancestors and their ancestors as well. And that is energy. That energy is gifted to us in stories and collective memories, and literally in stored energy. Energetic beings having a human experience with a nervous system who are gifted with energies of the past. They did studies. Scientists did studies. They took mice, they took rats, they put them in a maze. They did many experiments like this. Poor mice and rats. They put them in a maze, and they had them go through to get the cheese, and they had to go through this door. And when the mice or rats went through the door, they were zapped. It didn't kill them. It stunned them for a second. It hurt them. And then they took them out of the maze, and they let them have their whole happy life. They let them procreate many times over. They had their wives, they had their kids, or pups in this case. And they hopefully lived a good, long, healthy life. And then their little pups grew up and had their own kids and had a good, long, healthy life. And then their pups grew up and had, their long life. 12 or 13 generations. The pups are all left alone. Left alone, have their good old happy life. Yay! And then they put the pups 12 generations or so later. So the great, maybe that's it, grandkids go through the same maze that you get it, Grandpa went through. And what happens? They get to the door, and they're scared out of their minds. They run the other direction. They pee on the spot. They become so completely beside themselves, nervous. How's that even possible? They never saw the maze before. They were never zapped. Nothing about the maze was ever presented to them before. They were not taught about the maze. They didn't have classrooms where somebody opened up a book and said, this is what happened to your great. It's in their energetic field. It's outside of them. It's inside of them. It's the energy that they're carrying with them. That's what is so insidious, and that's what's so dangerous. And that's why you look at the Middle East, you look at other conflicts around the world, and you go, how is that possible? It's because the energy we're all still carrying inside of us. This is an energy that in theory wants to keep us safe. However, it keeps us ultimately in a state of fight or flight in a civilized society, put that in quotes, where it has no business anymore. Oh my gosh, the donations keep coming to GoFundMe. $5, $20, $10, $20, $20. How does it get any better than this? How does it? Thank you so much. This energy that's running inside of us that we're going to be clearing here tonight. We're going to do a lot of clearing here tonight. Be ready. Have your Kleenex. Have your water. Have your everything handy. A key point, and we'll get more to it at the end. If you have a meeting after this, you're going to want to watch this on the replay. If you need to drive someplace after this, you're going to want to watch this on the replay. If you have to operate heavy machinery, you're going to want to watch this on the replay because this is going to be so powerful. This energy we're running inside of us that didn't even start with us can literally keep us in a state of war. That's a big part of what we're seeing on the planet right now. We're acting out old wounds that aren't even ours so they can be cleared. We're acting out old votes and voting for, I don't mean to say old leaders, but voting for leaders that don't even represent us. This isn't political. There have been marches in the U.S., and we're just looking at the U.S. for a moment. There have been marches in the U.S. since the 1960s where people said, I will not vote for a president anymore that will bring us to war, that has anything to do with war. And yet 60 years later, all candidates support war on some level. At least all candidates that make it through to where we can vote for them. This isn't the candidate's fault. It isn't the party's fault. It isn't anybody's fault. It is the energy that gets to shift inside of us so that we can have leaders that truly represent our hearts. What's happening is, as a collective, as a society, and again, I'm not picking on anybody. As a collective and active in society, we're acting on an autopilot from energy that's not even ours. An autopilot for energy that's not even ours. Somebody's mentioned, Jay is mentioning, can we clear catastrophia, the collective memory of catastrophes like Atlantis, Lemuria, Noah's flood. Jay, that is brilliant. I have such a big clearing list today. I'm not sure that's going to be able to make the list, but I will have Aya Bear add it to the bottom of our document. There's only so much energy I can tend to peel off of people at once before people tend to fall apart. And so I get to feel into how much we can clear. But that does get to be clear, Jay, and that is a huge one. It's not anyone's fault. It's the energies still inside of ourselves, still running. And it's not just the energies of war, but it's these fight or flight energies that knock us out of our power, keep us weak, keep us from discovering our true selves. That's why I have a school of mystics, which I haven't even mentioned here tonight, except for saying it's Wednesdays. The School of Mystics this month is about getting rid of that energy that's knocking you down or keeping you weak so you can discover your true self, so we can set you free and put you back in your power. This is huge. You see, you aren't just random energetic energy having a random energetic experience in human form. You are an almighty creator, not the only creator. But you are a fractal holographic representation of the whole. What does that mean? You are a fractal holographic representation of the whole. It means you have the whole world inside of you. You can literally, we know this, we all know this, you can create life, and not just with procreation. You can create life with every cell in your beingness. In fact, every cell, every mitochondria, every tiniest little speck inside of you has the information of the entire universe inside of it. What does that mean? You have the information of the entire universe inside of each and every one of your cells. Let's be honest. It means ultimately humanity, and well, maybe you, but definitely me, we are playing it ridiculously small here on Earth because of the energies we have inside of us and the energies we are running. If we truly got it, If we could truly tap into our full potential and realize, and I'm just, all of a sudden my mic is giving me some notice here, so I want to make sure we're doing good here. There we go. Yes. If we got it and realized who and what we are and clear these energies, and that's why we're in this time of a massive shift, we could tap into this infinite wisdom inside of us, and walking on water is the least we'd be able to do. You are the creator. You are the creator, not just of your life. You are the creator of the entire universe, or of universe after universe after universe, if you understood the power that's inside of you. This time of a massive shift, of an upwelling of energy for humanity, as a time where we're going from feeling like we're a purely physical being, I'm only human, to something much more energetic and spiritual. That's why this sloughing off of the old, or this explosion of the old. It's a massive transition. It's what all of the teachers are talking about. It's what almost all of the guests are talking about. Whether we call it from 3D to 5D, we call it a shift, we call it the pivot, we go from going Homo erectus to Homo spiritus, or anything in between. This is that shift. And the shift requires letting go of the old, literally letting go of old beliefs, old paradigms, old dreams, old way of being, and letting go of the old harmful energy that we're going to clear in just a few minutes that no longer serves us, to say the least. This is a time to let go of the old, a time to get us light. And the question is, beyond the wars, we're going to clear that in just a little bit. What happens when you get clear? What happens when you've let go of these energies, many of which aren't even yours, that are inside of you? You feel better, you feel lighter, you discover a freedom inside of you to once and finally for all create the life you desire, create artwork, create with your words, create with your movement, create with everything. You can literally, and they talk about this, create a heaven here on earth. Heaven here on earth can be real if we stop fighting each other. There is not a scarcity of resources. There's a scarcity of clearing of the wounds. When the wounds are gone, the resources are there, and everything goes into a more perfect balance, because we're not in a state of, I must get yours, get mine before you get yours, which is a fight or flight mechanism. We get rid of the old, wounded, zapped in the maze energy. And that's the energy of the tribe that's been hurt, that's been wounded, that's been attacked, that's been killed. The energy of a people who've been attacked, wounded, hurt, or killed. That's the energy from all of your past lives. Even if you're a relatively new soul, chances are this is not your first time on earth or your first time at the show. So chances are you've been hurt, wounded, attacked, killed. And that hurt, wounded, attacked, killed that's running inside of you, or running from your ancestors inside of you, that creates heartache, creates heartbreak, creates dis-ease, disease. That creates stress, worry, anxiety, depression, addiction, and so much more from running those wounds. And that's before we realize that what's in the inside we reflect to the world outside, which is why doing a clearing, we've got just a couple minutes, we're going to do this clearing, can have such a massive difference. You're going to feel lighter. You're going to discover more freedom inside and outside of you. You're going to have less stress, worry, anxiety. After this tonight, you are going to have less stress, worry, anxiety. Oh my God, look at the most amazing donations that are coming in. Strength and Comfort Media, $20. Woohoo! Anonymous, $20. Anonymous, $20. Anonymous, $50. Anonymous, $20. Thank you so much. How does it get any better than this? All of this going to Hurricane Helen Relief Fund. Thank you, Helene. Thank you. This is why the clearing that we're doing tonight can have such a massive difference on you and such a massive difference on all of humanity. And let me let you in on a secret. They're one and the same. Clearing you makes a difference on all of humanity. Clearing all of humanity makes a difference on you. Let's parse that down and then dive into it. When we clear, you feel lighter, you feel better, less stress, worry, anxiety. But you also start to see new possibilities that you didn't even think were possible, because we remove the cloak of fear, worry, anxiety. So today, I did a nice little 10-mile mountain run, the 3-peaky kind of thingy. And if anybody knows my history, I got a bunch of titanium parts and all sorts of other goodness inside of me. If I had fear that I would fall apart, and it's a mountain run, this is a real run. If I had, thousands of feet up and down, Yeah, that's not to toot my horn. You can do this too if you train for it. But if I had any of that fear, worry, anxiety, then I might fall apart. I wouldn't have been able to do it. I wouldn't have even considered it. But here's what happens. I go out without that fear, worry, anxiety. I have an amazing experience. I meet people on the trails. They're having an amazing experience. Together, we're having an even more amazing experience. I share a little bit of my love and light. I can't help but do that on the trails. Particularly this one dude, Etienne, who I met running with 2 oranges and Luna sandals. Totally cool. Who couldn't make it to the clearing tonight because he's going to be in a wooden cabin off-grid in the woods. How does it get any better than this? What happens is you become a tuning fork. This is the missing element, and after this, we're going into the clearing. You become a tuning fork for all of humanity. If you think of humanity as one big concert or one beautiful symphony, rather than a cacophony of music, a symphony of music. A symphony that's being played by the music we make through our very beingness. What does that mean, through our very beingness? We've all seen somebody come into the room and the room is lit up. Or we've seen somebody come into the room and it's like Debbie Downer. Dun, dun, dun. But we have all felt it when somebody comes in and the room feels amazing. It kind of takes our breath away. That's because of the energy, the vibration, or the note that they're playing. Each of us plays a different note. Each of us carries a very special note. And each of us can shift our note to a higher octave based on how much we've gotten rid of the wounds and blocks inside of us. It's like right now you're singing the ah note. Then we clear and you're going the ah note. Then we clear a little bit more. Ah. Here's the cool thing. The more you've cleared, the bigger the tuning fork you become. That's right. The more you clear, the bigger the tuning fork you become, which means when you be clear, you become boom, boom, all powerful and helping to shift humanity. So I clear on you. You bring your energy to the world. I clear on somebody else. They bring their energy to the room. Go to clear somebody else. They bring their energy. And what happens is you light up a room. And instead of just helping you, you've helped another, you've helped another, you've helped another. Another person helped another, helped another, helped another. In other words, shifting your energy. You may touch 20 people's lives. You may touch 100 people's lives. You may touch 1,000 people's lives. You may touch 10,000. You may touch 1,000,000 people's lives. All by playing your note, your way, at a higher level, at a higher octave, by simply being you, clear of these wounds and blocks. We know this. If you go into an old school clock store, cuckoo clocks, clock, 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 clock. All of the clocks get, or grandfather clocks for that matter, all of the clocks get into sync. Offices, we know that people get into sync. Families, we know that people get into sync. Holidays, we know that people get into sync. If we are carrying a high vibration, if we have cleared off these wounds, other people start to get in sync with us. I'm not talking about energy vampires, story for another day. But what we're talking about is you start to shift the energy of everyone around you. And we start to get the highest level alignment or shift just by you doing the work on you. So while I call this a world or a global peace clearing event tonight, and that's what it is, and we're going to work to clear on everyone. If we simply clear on each other here tonight, it makes a massive difference. If I can change your energy or strip off your wounds and blocks, allowing you to be you, shift your life and shift your energy to a higher octave or to a higher vibratory note. And the higher always trumps the lower. The higher always trumps the lower. Why? Because we do not live in a universe that is chaotic and more chaotic and more dark and more evil. We live in a loving universe that supports more and more light and more love. There's anything but chaos out there. It's going always to higher degrees of coordination, higher degrees of, there's a word that I'm searching for here, complexity, greater order. coming out of a higher state of beingness. Which means if we clear you tonight, if I clear you tonight, you naturally help clear others, and on it goes. Oh my gosh, so many more beautiful donations. $20 from Anonymous, $20 Anonymous, $5 Anonymous, and KB Waffles, $5. Thank you so much. How does it get any better than this? Well, this is how we stop war. This is how peace takes place. This is how the world and humanity finally shift to a higher octave, to a peace-loving world, to a higher level of existence by clearing off these wounds. That's why we do wound clearing once a month in the School of Mystics. Come join us. It's huge, with a huge, massive energy clearing, and then we give you the tools to stay at that higher octave, and we've got a massive clearing just 2 weeks from now. And it's what we're doing here tonight. So I'm going to take a sip of water, then we're going to dive into this clearing and explain how it works now that we have this big global picture of who you are, how powerful you are, how much of a difference this will make tonight in your life, but also make a difference in the lives of those around you. And then I'm going to share with you how this works, and we're going to dive right in and do this. Oh, in the words of Hannah Bear, who started the show, do this, Daddy, do this. Yes, we are going to do this. And he's saying, Canada Family Bears, I love it. And 6/5, hope to join in only a week or two. Oh, good. All right. Take a little water here. Yes, after the run today, I probably need to drink a good amount of water. And I probably should take off the sweatshirt, get to take it off before we start, because my body temperature is going to go up like a rocket ship. All right, how does this work? Okay, first off, I take pieces of holographic kinetics, pieces from Dr. Bradley Nelson's Emotion Code. Dr. Bradley, we love you. If you haven't done Emotion Code, highly recommend it, or Body Code, or any of the codes that he has. Highly, highly recommend it. And it takes parts from a shamanic soul retrieval work. We kind of blend them all together. We got this Michael clearing technique that we're going to use here this evening. I am going to do a few things. First, I'm going to be asking you for permission. I'm going to say, can you think of a time when? Well, it may be past lives or past lives or past lives. You don't have to actually remember anything. And if you do remember something, you don't need to dwell on it. You don't need to stay with it. You don't need to be, this is not psychology. I don't need you on the couch kicking up your feet saying, tell me about your childhood. And I'm not making light of the industry at all. But what I'm saying is we don't need you in this case to think about the event at all. Just check mark it in their head. And then I will ask, do I have permission to clear? Here's where it gets interesting. I know I make a massive difference, and I'm very biased about this, and people in the chat who have ever been to one of these events, I'll let them speak to it as well. I do a tremendous job at clearing off things when I'm given permission. I have no idea if I do a global clearing, if I can clear off of others who haven't given permission. But I'm going to try, because it doesn't hurt. However, if I ask, do I have permission? Say yes. Give me a thumbs up. Put it in the chat. Do whatever it is to make a symbolic gesture that I have your permission. That allows things to be cleared. Next, I am going to use a clearing statement. It has angels, it has guides, it has all this woo-woo stuff. You don't have to believe in anything. You don't have to change your religion. You don't have to anything. It is symbolic, it is simile, it is metaphors, it is energy, and it doesn't matter almost what those words are. I could kind of pray to puppy dogs, but because of the energy behind it, we're still going to be able to clear. So if you hear the statement and the statement doesn't work for you, don't worry about it. It's still going to work. Now, after I say the clearing statement, a lot of people tend to take free refrigerator magnets. This is my miracle phone. 2 years ago, when I was where was I? Cape May, New Jersey, because we had a heart procedure for Hannah Bear. She's doing great. We had a heart procedure for Hannah Bear at Children's Hospital of Philadelphia. We went to Cape May to recover. And I was getting off of a boat, and my phone took a dive into the Atlantic and spent, I think, 3 days in the Atlantic, down up to 6 or 9 feet deep, somewhere below a boat, before miraculously found this phone. And it's still working. It was a total miracle. I found it. Total miracle. It's still working. Guess what? Phones have batteries in it. The batteries are magnetized. So I like using the magnet of this lucky phone to help me clear. And what I do is I'm going to act as a proxy for you. You give me permission. I put a hand over my heart. I take my handy dandy phone. I run it over electric points or magnetic points, called meridians, over the top of my head. And I do it about 8 or 10 times to help clear the energy off of you. Here's where it gets weird. First off, I'm going to start yawning like crazy. It doesn't mean I'm suddenly bored. It doesn't mean I'm going, why am I here? It's the energy from everybody coming through me and coming out. You might start to feel buzzy, tingly, hot, cold, sweaty, clammy, energized, sleepy, belchy, gassy, cry-y. That's a huge one. Shake-y. Any of these things, all of these things, none of these things. It is the energy coming through you. And whatever way, or you might feel nothing at all, whatever way that comes through, it's all perfect, it's all fine. So I'll be doing this, and you don't have to do it along with me. You can if you want, but you may well be feeling something. Because of the amount of energy that I'm going to be peeling off of you, I highly recommend. I feel like I have an electronic digital waiver. If you're watching this beyond this point, I'm going to assume you have signed the digital waiver that says you will not operate heavy machinery immediately after doing this. You will not have a serious conversation with your spouse after doing this, or with your boss after doing this, or a serious meeting of any kind after doing this. Why? Because I'm going to lift about a 10,000-pound gorilla, more like a small Empire State Building, off of you energetically. You're going to feel different. You're going to feel weird. You're going to feel wacky. You might feel great, but you are not going to feel in equilibrium. I've literally had people get up and get attacked by their fridge going to get some water after I've done a clearing because their equilibrium was off. Please don't operate heavy machinery. Please, after this, until tomorrow, because you're going to feel wonky. Get some sleep, get some rest. You may be beside yourself, exhausted. I do promise this. At the end, and based on the number of clearings, this is going to take a little bit. And it's 9/11 right here on the East Coast, which means call on help, call on assistance. So this is perfect. Angels, guides, use your help on this. After we do all the clearing, I'm going to do a very brief Michael version of tapping to infuse your, I want to say, energetic pathways with pure goodness. What's an energetic pathway? Well, if you've been running these records, or these grooves in the record, for not just this lifetime, but for generations or lifetime after lifetime, then I want to replace the grooves in the record with something positive. So we're going to do a little bit of tapping at the end to replace those grooves in the record with something really good so that something really challenging doesn't try to fill it as well. Last note, if I'm saying these clearings and you don't remember anything about what gets to be cleared, don't worry about it. It will still do its job. It's happening on the energetic level. All right, I'm going to take off my headset, take off my sweatshirt, because I can already feel that energy coming up. I'll ask for permission again, and we are going to dive right in. Have tissues handy, have water handy. I'm going to be checking in energetically to see how far we can go. Usually my group clearings, I do about 10 to 12 clearings. I've pushed it in the School of Mystics. First it was 14. This last time I went up to 16 or 17, and everybody was able to hold in there because I'm holding space. I have on the docket tonight 18 clearings. I don't know how many we can get to before people fall apart too much. I don't know how much energy is going to be flowing before then. And if you see me whipping through really, really fast, talking like the speed talker on Federal Express commercials from the 80s, if you can remember back that far. If not, you can YouTube it. If I'm speaking really fast, it'll still work just as well. I'm just trying to get through all these beautiful clearings. All right, so let me get this off here, and we will get started. Oh my gosh. Kelly Harris, $10. Anonymous 20, Anonymous 20, Anonymous 5, Amanda Carroll 5. Thank you so, so much. This is all going to a GoFundMe campaign for victims of, what a strange term, for survivors. Is that a better term? for beautiful, amazing, energetic beings having energetic experience in human form who have struggled with Hurricane Helene to help get them back on their feet. There, that's a better way to put it. I want to empower, never disempower. The word victimhood takes you out of your power place, and I never want to do that. All right. Oh. Okay. I'm guessing if you watch back to the beginning, and there's nothing I'm actually listening to in here. It's kind of a running joke. I could be wearing earmuffs and I'd be perfectly comfortable right now. First off, my Pro headset has gone walkabout, I'm assuming with Hana Bear. But secondly, this is just to kind of put me in this centered space in here rather than being all out here as I do these clearings. All right. as Aya Bear says, let's do this. Are you ready, guys? All right. Do I have permission to do clearing work here with you tonight, this morning, or wherever you're at? And yes, 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 this works absolutely as well on the recording as it does live. And we are harnessing the power of everyone here. I'll say tonight, because that's when I'm recording it. Do I have your permission? Okay, here we go. And all of this is, all of the clearings I'm going to do are what was recommended in my channeling through automatic writing, which I teach, but that's not the point here. Which means that I'm looking at them along with you for the first time and going, oh, wow. So first, I want you to take note. You do not have to spend any time there. Please don't spend any time there. Take note a time that you were attacked or bullied as a child, energetically or literally. If you are ever attacked or bullied or made fun of or belittled or anything of the sort as a child, energetically or literally. And then do I have permission to clear? All right, here we go. Archangel Michael, Archangel Raphael, Archangel Gabriel, Archangel Uriel, higher self, higher team, and all angels, guide, and light workers here for our highest good and the highest good of all. Please help clear the wounds from everyone here tonight and everyone on planet Earth. The wounds of a time when people were attacked as a child, bullied as a child, belittled as a child, made fun of as a child, or anything to do with being threatened or felt less than as a child. Please help remove these wounds, traumas, blocks, walls from everyone here in the group, past, future, and present, and from everyone everywhere on planet Earth, past, future, and present, now and forever. Thank you. Very, very good. How are you doing? Hopefully good. And then, do I have permission to continue? All right, very good. Whew. Next powerful one. I want you to take note, again, you don't need to spend any time there, of a time you remember your parents fighting or your parents freaking out, or even a single parent completely freaking out when you were a child, which led you to be feeling insecure, unstable, unsafe, or freaked out as well. So a time where your parents or parent were freaking out when you were a child, making you feel completely unsafe as well. And then, do I have permission to clear? All right, here we go. Archangel Michael, Archangel Raphael, Archangel Gabriel, Archangel Uriel, higher self, higher team, all angels, guide, and light workers here for our highest good and highest good of all. Please help clear the wounds, traumas, blocks, walls from everybody here on YouTube, past, future, and present, from everyone here on Earth, past, future, and present, having to do with parents fighting, parents freaking out, parents being beside themselves, and making the child feel unsafe, making the child feel unstable, making the child feel like they're freaking out as well. Please help remove these wounds, traumas, blocks, walls from everyone here tonight and from everyone on Earth having to do with a parent or parents freaking out, leading to feelings of fear and instability, now and forever. Thank you. Very, very good. How are you doing? And then do I have permission to continue? All right, next, and we're going personal here, then we're going to get to some more global, go back personal, because it's all one and the same as we were talking about. Next, I want you to bookmark. You do not need to think about this. A time you remember your parents getting really mad at you, or your caregivers or your caretakers getting really mad at you, and you getting incredibly angry or falling apart. A time your parents got incredibly mad with you, particularly early on, and you getting incredibly angry or falling apart. Or I can see myself like wanting to put a hole in a wall as a kid. It felt so unfair, and I felt so angry. You think of that, and then do I have permission to clear? All right. Archangel Michael, Archangel Raphael, Archangel Gabriel, Archangel Uriel. Higher self, higher team, and all angels, God, and light workers here for our highest good and highest good of all. Please help remove the wounds, traumas, blocks, walls from everyone here tonight on YouTube, from everyone past, future, and present, from everyone on planet Earth, past, future, and present. Please help remove the wounds from everyone of a parent getting really angry with you, a parent getting incredibly angry, a parent falling apart, you getting so incredibly angry with your parent, you getting so bottled up with anger, you don't know what to do about it. Please help remove these wounds, traumas, blocks, walls, and anger from everyone here in the group, past, future, and present, and everyone here on earth, past, future, and present, now and forever. Thank you. Very good. How are you doing? Feel free, take some water, take a break. You can come back to the recording if you need to. You don't need to muscle through, but do I have your permission to continue? Awesome. Here we go. Let's get into some of the more collective ones. First time, and again, just take note, first time you can remember hearing of or hearing of war, thinking about war, or your country going to war. First time you've heard about war, thought about war, or of your country going to war. And then do I have permission to clear? Very good. Archangel Michael, Archangel Raphael, Archangel Gabriel, Archangel Uriel. Higher self, higher team, and all angels, guide, and light workers here for our highest good and highest good of all. Please help remove the wounds, traumas, blocks, walls, fears, horrors, terrors, all of this incredible, horrific energy associated with war from everyone here in the group, from everyone on YouTube, from everyone around planet Earth, past, future, and present, having to do with the first time we heard of war, the first time we thought about war, first time we were taught about war, first time we heard of our country going to war. Please help remove these wounds, traumas, blocks, walls from everybody here, past, future, and present, and everybody on earth, past, future, and present, now and forever. Thank you. Very good. How are you doing? Hanging in there? I hope so. Do I have permission to continue? All right, and don't forget about that water and to breathe. Next. You don't have to remember this at all. Just take note of it. I want you to take note of a time you were killed in a war in a past life. A time you were killed, because if we're infinite beings, even if we've only had a few lifetimes here on earth, chances are one of those lifetimes we were killed in war. And then do I have permission to clear? Very good. Archangel Michael, Archangel Raphael, Archangel Gabriel, Archangel Uriel, higher self, higher team, and all angels, guide, and light workers here for our highest good and highest good of all. Please help remove the wounds, traumas, blocks, walls, and everything to do with being murdered at war. All of the emotions having to do with being murdered at war. From everyone here in the group, here in YouTube, past, future, and present. From everyone on planet Earth, past, future, and present. Please help remove these wounds, traumas, blocks, walls, fears, horror, anxiety, and emotions even beyond the capability to describe with words. From everyone, past, future, and present, having to do with being killed in a war from a past life, now and forever. Thank you. Very good. How are you doing? Good, I hope. Do I have permission to continue? All right. As often happens when I do this, excuse me, tears starting to roll here. More clearings come up, and we're already going to be pushing the limit on clearings and see where we get. But what I was told that we get to clear is, well, that's what we're going to go to right now. First off, do I have permission to continue? You may have said yes already. All right. I want you to take note of, and this is the one I was just given, because I'm channeling as I do this. Somebody that you've seen this life or in a past life, or that you've read about, or that you've heard about, or that you've seen in the news, or that you experienced in a past life firsthand, watching someone die in war. And then do I have permission to clear? And if you've been around more than 1 or 2 lifetimes, you have seen a loved one die in war. Sorry. Do I have permission to clear? All right. And Lori is saying, so tired. That is very, very normal with this. Lori, you don't need to push through. Drink some water. You can always come back to this later on. This is a zonking and exhausting experience for most. Some get very buzzy, but most get very, very exhausted. All right, here we go. Archangel Michael, Archangel Raphael, Archangel Gabriel, Archangel Uriel, higher self, higher team, and all angels, guide, and light workers here for our highest good and highest good of all. Please help remove the wounds, traumas, blocks, walls, and horror, terror, sadness, heartache, heartbreak, and don't even have the words to describe, from everyone here in the group, from everyone here on YouTube, from everybody around planet Earth, past, future, and present. All the wounds, traumas, blocks, walls having to do with seeing somebody murdered in war. Please help remove these wounds, traumas, blocks, walls from everybody, past, future, and present, having to do with seeing somebody been murdered in war in this life or in a past life, now and forever. Thank you. Very, very good. If you've got tears flowing, and many of you do now, that's clearing. That's energy coming out. There is nothing wrong with it. Yawning woven soul, that's energy coming out too. But if you got their tears flowing, that's a good thing. So do not worry about that in the least. Do I have permission to continue? I should ask, how are you doing? And then do I have permission to continue? All right, next. Oh gosh, golly. Next, just take note of it. A time your ancestors were killed by war in the past. A time ancestors were killed by war in the past. Well, actually, I'm going to put 2 together here. Time your ancestors were killed by war in the past, or a time your society or your tribe was destroyed or burned down in a time of war. For instance, in Florida, I live near St. Augustine, which was burned down repeatedly due to war, and everybody there was wiped out or killed. So a time that your ancestors were killed by war, or a time your society was destroyed or burned down in a time of war. And then do I have permission to clear? Archangel Michael, Archangel Raphael, Archangel Gabriel, Archangel Uriel, higher self, higher team, and all angels, guide, and light workers here for our highest good and the highest good of all. Please help remove the wounds, traumas, blocks, walls, horrors, and energy having to do with war from everyone here in the group, everyone in YouTube, everyone all around the globe, past, future, and present, having to do with ancestors being murdered in a time of war, society being wiped out in a time of war, tribe being wiped out or burned down in a time of war. Please help remove these wounds, traumas, blocks, walls, and energies having to do with ancestors being wounded, killed, burned down, or destroyed in a time of war from everybody here tonight on YouTube or around the globe, past, future, and present, now and forever. Thank you. Very good. How are you doing? And then do I have permission to continue? All right. Next, I want you to take note of the first time your tribe or your people, this is going back many generations, hundreds of generations, thousands of generations. You don't have to know this on a conscious level. But the first time your tribe or society or people didn't feel safe. And then do I have permission to clear? Very, very good. Archangel Michael, Archangel Raphael, Archangel Gabriel, Archangel, higher self, higher team, and all angels, guide, and light workers here for our highest good and highest good of all. Please help remove the wounds, traumas, blocks, walls from everyone here in the group, past, future, and present, from everyone on YouTube, past, future, and present, from everyone around the globe, past, future, and present, having to do with the first time your tribe, your society, or your people didn't feel safe. Your ancestors didn't feel safe. Your home didn't feel safe. The people around you didn't feel safe. Your entire country didn't feel safe. Please help remove this wounds, traumas, blocked walls of unsafety, of uneasiness, of feeling insecure, having to do with your society, your tribe, or your people from the past, from your ancestors. Please help remove this from everybody watching here tonight and everybody around the globe, past, future, and present, now, forever. Thank you. Very good. How are you doing? Hopefully good. Don't feel free to take a rest. Feel free to get lots and lots of water. Feel free to step away from a bit if you need to, or even come back to this tomorrow or the day after. Give yourself a buffer to recover if you've done, and that's fine. However, if you'd like to, do I have permission to continue? Very good. All right, we're going to combine two more for this next one. So I want you to just take note, you don't have to remember this, of the first time, or a time your tribe, your ancestors, or your people were attacked, killed, murdered, or maimed. This doesn't need to have to do with war, or a time that you were murdered in a past life. So this, again, doesn't have to do with war. A time your tribe, ancestors, or people were attacked, killed, murdered, or maimed, or that you were specifically attacked, killed, murdered, or maimed in a past life. And then do I have permission to clear? All right. Archangel Michael, Archangel Raphael, Archangel Gabriel, Archangel Uriel, higher self, higher team, and all angels, guide, and light workers here for our highest good and highest good of all. Please help remove the wounds, traumas, blocks, walls from everyone here in the group, past, future, and present. You from everyone on YouTube, past, future, and present, from everyone around the earth, past, future, and present, having to do with a time where your tribe, ancestors, or people were attacked, killed, murdered, or maimed, or a time in your past lives where you were attacked, killed, murdered, or maimed. Please help remove these wounds, traumas, blocks, walls of this energy of being attacked, killed, murdered, or maimed from everyone here tonight, past, future, and present, from everyone around the globe, past, future, and present, now and forever. Thank you. Very, very good. And Aaron, I love your suggestion. All right. How are you doing? Are you okay to continue? Or do I have permission to continue? All right. So the next one, the next two, the guides have been speaking to me with color over the next two. And so they're very, very interesting ones. The next one is I wanted you to take note of a time where you wanted vengeance in a past life, or were so incredibly murderously angry in a past life, or had murderous rage in a past life, so that in this lifetime, when that comes up, you go, where did that come from? It didn't start here. And then do I have permission to clear? So a time you wanted vengeance or murderous rage in a past life. Do I have permission to clear? All right, here we go. Archangel Michael, Archangel Raphael, Archangel Gabriel, Archangel Uriel, higher self, higher team, and all angels, guide, and light workers here for our highest good and the highest good of all. Please help remove the wounds, traumas, blocks, walls, rage, anger, vengeance from everyone here tonight, past, future, and present, from everyone on YouTube, past, future, and present, from everyone around the earth, past, future, and present. Please help remove these wounds, traumas, blocks, walls, vengeance, anger, aggression, desire to destroy, harm, hurt, or kill another from everyone in the group, from our past lives in particular, from everyone here tonight, past, future, and present, and everyone around the earth, past, future, and present, now and forever. Thank you. Whew. Very, very good. How are you doing? Good. And then do I have permission? I know people are people are grabbing tissue. I'm grabbing tissue some more too. Forgive me. Whew. That was a powerful one. All right. Do I have permission to continue? And then we're going to go along the same lines here, where a time in this lifetime where you wanted retaliation, when you wanted vengeance, when you were extremely angry, hurtful, or filled with murderous rage towards someone in this lifetime. No judgment. A time where you wanted retaliation or extremely angry or had a murderous rage with somebody this lifetime. Or simply extremely angry. And then do I have permission to clear? Very good. This will be a goodie. Archangel Michael, Archangel Raphael, Archangel Gabriel, Archangel Uriel, higher self, higher team, and all angels, guide, and light workers here for our highest good and the highest good of all. Please help remove the wounds, traumas, blocks, walls, vengeance, anger, desire to hurt one another, desire to kill another from everybody here in the group, past, future, and present, from everybody on YouTube, past, future, and present, from everyone around the earth, past, future, and present. Please help remove these wounds, traumas, blocks, walls, and blocks having to do with vengeance, having to do with extreme anger, having to do with this desire to hurt another. Please help remove this from everyone here tonight and everyone around the globe, now and forever. Thank you. Very, very good. How are you doing? And then do I have permission to continue? It's interesting. The energy to me has shifted. The energy was one of exhaustion first, exhaustion and heaviness and sadness and tears. And it doesn't mean things are light, but there is a lighter sense of beingness that I'm sensing among everybody right now. It just feels much lighter. It's like I can literally close my eyes and see more light at this time. So I'm hoping you're feeling that as well. So I think I asked already, but do I have permission to continue? And then next, we have a time your family taught you. This is a past life thing. A time your family taught you to hate. So a time that your past life or with your ancestors taught you to hate another, taught you to hate a people, taught you to hate another society, another country, another anything, but taught you to hate. And then do I have permission to clear? Very good. Here we go. Archangel Michael, Archangel Raphael, Archangel Gabriel, Archangel Uriel. Higher self, higher team, and all angels, guide, and light workers here for our highest good and highest good of all. Please help remove the wounds, traumas, blocks, walls, and feeling, knowingness of being taught of hate from everyone here in the group, past, future, and present, from everyone on YouTube, past, future, and present, from everyone around the globe, past, future, and present, having to do with a past life or ancestors teaching us to hate, teaching us to be angry, teaching us to want harm for another, teaching us to know that something is wrong with the other and that they must be hurt, destroyed, or otherwise out of hatred. Please help remove this wound, trauma, block, wall, and hate from everyone here in the group, from all of our past lives, from all of our ancestors, and everybody moving forward in the timeline, and from everyone around planet Earth. Please help remove this hatred now and forever. Thank you. Very good. Key point. I used to always say, from now and everyone moving forward in the timeline. And I don't say that as out loud typically now, but it still means it. Meaning, if I clear this off of your past lives, or if I clear this off of your ancestors, or if I clear this off of, we'll go with ancestors, there's a ripple effect that takes place not just in you, but in your whole timeline of family members. So you can end up helping your great-grandparents, and helping your great-grandparents, and then helping your parents, and helping you, and helping your kids, all by through this one clearing which goes back in time. And on that note, do I have permission to continue? All right. The next one, very similar to the last, but we're going to do it more present time. You can take note of a time you were taught, or a people that you were taught, a people that you were taught to hate, a people you were taught to look down, a people you were taught are not human, or less than human, or that are dangerous, or need to be attacked, or need to be destroyed. And maybe you were never taught that, but most of us were taught those people aren't even human. And if you can take note of that, do I have permission to clear that? Very, very good. Archangel Michael, Archangel Raphael, Archangel Gabriel, Archangel Uriel, higher self, higher team, and all angels, guide, and light workers here for our highest good and the highest good of all. Please help remove the wounds, traumas, block, walls, and hatred that we were taught of hating another people, of hating another country, of hating another society, of hating another color, or hating another anything that we were taught by our parents, by our mentors, by our society, by our tribe, who to hate. Please help remove this from everyone here in the group, from everyone on YouTube, from everyone around the globe, past, future, and present. Please help remove this hatred that we've been taught toward another people now and forever. Thank you. Very, very good. How are you doing? Hanging in there? Need some water? Take the water. Take a break. Put this on pause. You can come back to it. I was going to say we had 4 more to do, but at present we have 5 more to do, and we'll see. Hopefully that doesn't expand. But I keep on checking, and energetically, it looks like we're all doing good, so we're going to continue. And again, we are going to fill this with pure goodness at the end, but I can feel everybody getting so much more light. I lose words at this point. Lighter is probably a better way to put it. All right. Next one's a biggie. You don't have to know this specifically because this is a past life thing. I want to clear a time where you were assaulted, attacked, raped, or abused. Raped, abused, stolen from, molested, on and on it goes, from a past lifetime. So a time you were assaulted, attacked, raped, abused, stolen from, molested in a past lifetime. And then do I have permission to clear? And somebody, I just heard in the head, burned at the stake. Certainly any of this. And do I have permission to clear? All right. Archangel Michael, Archangel Raphael, Archangel Gabriel, Archangel Uriel, higher self, higher team, and all angels, guide, and light workers here for our highest good and the highest good of all. Please help remove the wounds, traumas, blocks, walls from everyone here in the group, past, future, and present, from everyone on YouTube, past, future, and present, from everybody around the globe, past, future, and present, having to do with a time where everyone or where each individual was assaulted, attacked, raped, abused, stolen from, or molested in a past lifetime. A time where people were assaulted, attacked, raped, abused, stolen from, or molested in a past lifetime. Please help remove this energy from everyone here in the group, past, future, and present, anyone around the globe, past, future, and present, having to do with being assaulted, attacked, raped, abused, stolen, or molested. Now and forever, thank you. Very good. How are you doing? All right. Got 4 more. Hanging in there? 4 more. All right. Permission to continue. All right. Here we go. Very similar to the last one, but this lifetime. And then again, take note, do not have to focus on it at all. A time where you were assaulted, attacked, raped, abused, stolen from, or molested in this lifetime. And do I have permission to clear? All right, very good. And I mean that seriously. Very good. All right. Archangel Michael, Archangel Raphael, Archangel Gabriel, Archangel Uriel, higher self, higher team, and all angels, guide, and light workers here for our highest good and the highest good of all. Please help remove the wounds, traumas, blocks, walls from everyone here in the group, from everyone on YouTube, from everyone around the globe, past, future, and present, having to do with being assaulted, being attacked, being raped, being abused, being molested, or being stolen from in this lifetime. Please help remove these wounds, traumas, blocks, walls, and energy of assault, attack, rape, abuse, stolen from, or molested from everybody, past, future, and present, and everybody around the globe, past, future, and present, now and forever. Thank you. I feel great peace after that one. I know the tears must be flowing, but I feel great peace. And it looked to me in my head like a golden phoenix was taking off. It was the coolest thing. I'm going to take a sip of water. Feel free to take one yourself. And then we will dive into the next one. Oh, man, that one feels good. Okay, we've got 3 left. All right. Do I have permission to continue? All right. Next one is a time you felt, again, you do not have to spend any time in this thought, but a time you felt incredibly unsafe this lifetime. And if there are many times, go back to your earliest one or your most traumatic one. Time where you felt incredibly unsafe in this lifetime. And then do I have permission to clear? All right. Archangel Michael, Archangel Raphael, Archangel Gabriel, Archangel Uriel. Higher self, higher team, and all angels, guide, and light workers here for our highest good and highest good of all. Please help remove the wounds, traumas, blocks, walls, feelings of unsafety, feeling of insecurity, feeling of terror, and of everything being so dangerous from everyone here in the group, past, future, and present, from everyone on YouTube, past, future, and present, from everyone around the globe, past, future, and present. Wounds, traumas, blocks, walls, and feelings of incredible insecurity and unsafety having to do with a time in your life where you felt incredibly unsafe, a time in your life where things felt incredibly dangerous, a time in your life where you were literally scared out of your mind. Please help remove these wounds, traumas, blocks, walls, fears, insecurities, and terror from everyone here in the group, past, future, and present, and around the globe, past, future, and present, having to do with a time where you felt incredibly unsafe in your life, now and forever. Thank you. Very good. How are you doing? And don't forget to breathe. All right, we've got just 2 left. Remember to breathe, drink some water, cry, whatever you need to. And I mean all these things in the good and best of way. All right, permission to continue? Just 2 left, and then we'll get you with some infusing some good energy. And so many beautiful donations have come in during this time for GoFundMe for people who suffered with Helene. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. All right, next, if I have permission to continue, your biggest worry and concern in this lifetime. Your biggest worry and concern, just take note of it, in this lifetime. Whew, energy coming up. And then do I have permission to clear? All right. Archangel Michael, Archangel Raphael, Archangel Gabriel, Archangel Uriel, higher self, higher team, and all angels, guide, and light workers here for our highest good and the highest good of all. Please help remove the wounds, traumas, blocks, walls, fears, worries, concerns, and insecurities from everyone in the group, past, future, and present, from everyone on YouTube, past, future, and present, from everyone around the globe, past, future, and present, having to do with everybody's biggest worry and concern this lifetime, your biggest worry and concern this lifetime, your biggest thing that's making you feel unsafe in this lifetime. Please help remove these wounds, traumas, blocks, walls, worries, and concerns from everyone in the group, past, future, and present, everyone around the globe, past, future, and present, having to do with people's biggest worries, concerns, or fears, now and forever. Thank you. All right. How are you doing? Last but not least, and I know somebody mentioned earlier catastrophe. You could include that one in this, having to do with catastrophe. But your biggest worry and concern that's been gifted to you by your ancestors. You may not even know this on a conscious level. It could be about society being wiped out, about Earth being wiped out, about humanity being wiped out. It could be something smaller. It could be something larger, if you can even imagine that. You don't even have to know what it is. But do I have permission to clear your biggest worry and concern that's been gifted to you by your ancestors? It could be even something more personal, about you being wounded, about you being killed, about you becoming destitute, about you becoming homeless, about all of it, about any of it. And then do I have permission to clear? Great. Archangel Michael, Archangel Raphael, Archangel Gabriel, Archangel Uriel, higher self, higher team, and all angels, guide, and light workers here for our highest good and the highest good of all. Please help remove the wounds, traumas, blocks, walls, and feelings of worry, concern, fear, terror, danger from everyone here in the group. That's been from everyone here in the group, past, future, and present, from everyone on YouTube, past, future, and present, from everyone around planet Earth, past, future, and present. The biggest worry, fear, concern, and terror that's been gifted to you by your ancestors. That's not even yours. That was gifted to you. That was given to you is energy running inside of you. Your biggest worry, fear, concern, or terror from everyone here in the group, past, future, and present, of everyone around the globe, past, future, and present, now and forever. Thank you. Wow. Congratulations. You made it. So what we're going to do now is we're going to grab some water. Yes, breathe, relax, melt into that chair, whatever you need to do. And we're going to go into just a moment of kind of Michael's version of replacing things with tapping. First off, anonymous donation to GoFundMe for Helene, $20. Kitty Cat Black, $20. Anonymous, $20. Thank you so much for your donations. And how does it get any better than this? All right, so we'll go into a little bit of tapping. We will call it good for the night. Certainly come join us for the School of Mystics. We've got that this Wednesday, and we will have a next clearing in just 2 weeks. I've got the link down below, but we're going to work on, bring your energy up, way up during this time. We kind of call it spiritual alchemy, taking all the fears, worries, and concerns on planet Earth right now and helping morph that energy into something so incredibly positive. And I'll let everybody in the chat tell you about the School of Mystics. 2 weeks, I've got automatic writing as well, where I help you plug in to the same angels and guides that are helping me do this with you here tonight. And of course, we've got Kyle Cease with such an amazing show on shifting dimensions this Thursday. And how does it get any better than this? All right, just going to clear the schnoz one more time here after the crying. Drink a little bit more water, and I can't know if you can tell my face is really, really red. That's funny because VA Dynamics says face red heart, shape face red heart. Yeah, my face is very, very red right now. Whew. I can just see the phone call coming with Aya Bear after this one. You're most welcome, Pam or Pam P. You're most welcome, everybody. All right. And thank you, Dharma. Whew. I feel buzzy light. I feel like we just did some good. I think you might get a really good night's sleep tonight. If you at the start of your day and you're catching this, please don't drive right now. Please, please, please. You can come back to this. I know we're going to tap in a second. You can come back to this as often as you'd like. Please give it a few days in between, because your energy, you're not used to having the Empire State Building off of your shoulders, so to speak. So you're going to feel weird. Things are going to feel different, out of equilibrium. Kathy's going, can't stop yawning inside. You're going to be a little bit strange for a little bit. Be with it. Be totally okay with that, no matter what comes up. You could even have, it's not as common, but it happens, a spiritual detox. That's okay too. This is all just energy coming out in one way, shape, or form. So let me take that water. Let's just do a little bit of tapping. I'll explain that in a second, and then we will wrap this beautiful thing. I'm just on fire, happy that we just did this here tonight, because I can feel such a shift or change in the energy. I think somebody just said that they can't afford School of Mystics. Reach out to us. We have scholarships. We'd love to get you in. We want to help everybody. We want to help everybody. So love to have you there. Yeah, just love to help. Okay, here we go. Here's how this works. The basic gist of it is tapping, and we're going to tap on 8 different acupressure points. Helps your nervous system hit a rest or relax response. So we're going to tap on 8 different points to help you hit a rest and relax response, basically take you into the parasympathetic nervous system. As we say, a really silly, positive, or uplifting statement. I'm doing this stream of consciousness, so whatever just comes to me. It may be repetitive, it may be fast, it may be hard to keep up. You may go, that's impossible to keep up. Don't worry about it. If you can, say these things out loud. If not, at least do the tapping physically, if at all possible. And we're going to do this for a few rounds, and then we call it good. The 8 different points, you don't have to remember it, just follow along with me, are karate chop. So we're taking fingers with one hand and just tapping on the bottom of the other hand, so karate chop, and then up and between the eyes, just to the outside of the eyes, just underneath your eyes, and please do not poke yourself in the eyes as you do this, just beneath the nose, center of your chin, about an inch apart from where your collarbones come together. You don't have to make that sound. And beneath the armpits, what I call wings. And so just follow along with me. You don't have to get this perfect. There is no perfect, but chances are you will feel much, much lighter. All right, here we go. I am loved. I am safe. I'm secure. I am loved. I am safe. I am secure. I am loved. I am safe. I am secure. I take each breath with grace and ease. Each breath with grace and ease. Each breath with grace and ease. I am at peace. I am at peace. I am at peace. I feel good. I feel great. I feel on fire. I feel good. I feel great. I'm on fire. I feel good. I feel great. I'm at ease. I feel good. I feel great. I'm at ease. I feel amazing. I feel amazing. I feel amazing. I feel on top of the world. I feel on top of the world. I feel on top of the world. I am safe. I am safe. I am safe. I am free. I am free. I am free. Woohoo! How does it get any better than this? How does it get any better than this? Oh, Jay's going, I have been clearing and hearing for decades. This is one of the biggest yet. This is the power of the group, Jay. You're in it. You're a part of it. You're part of this mega power. I feel like we're a 100,000 watt station here. But this is all of us coming together with this common, this is being in alignment, coming together with this common cause, coming together with this common desire. And it just amplifies and amplifies and amplifies and amplifies and amplifies. And I'm just fortunate enough not just to be the conduit, to be played with a lot of energy and a lot of large groups to bring us all together and do this. And how does it get any better than this? So I send all my love. I send all my love. I send all my love. You did it. We made it. Take some water, get some tissue, kick back, relax. Do not drive. Please do not drive. If you have anything big or heavy to do not do that right away because you're not in your normal state right now. I'm giddy. I don't know how I'm going to sleep right now. I'm going to talk to Aya Pair. Universe, please help me to fall asleep, kind, gentle, easy, good, with total grace after this. But I send so much love. Again, we've got Wednesday night, School of Mystics, Thursday night, Kyle Cease. And we have, coming up in just 2 weeks, I'll teach you in automatic writing how to channel your angels, your guides, your higher self, your higher team, and anyone else that you want to channel, loved ones who've transitioned as well from the other side. One more time, the GoFundMe campaign is here. If you want to donate to anybody who's been challenged by Hurricane Helene. And if you're in the Southeast right now, because we're moving back to Florida in a few weeks, I've been paying incredibly close attention to this. Please take note of the upcoming storm. But I send so much, so much love your way and wish you the most magnificent evening, a new day ahead. And lots of love and lots of peace. We can pray for peace all together. One deep breath. I send love, I send love, I send love. And on that note, I'm going to put on my sister Ayla Ray and her music. And literally my sister, award-winning singer and producer Ayla Ray, and wish you the most beautiful day, evening, and morning ahead. Lots of love, everyone.
Every day there's a new horizon. Birds keep on singing, earth keeps on spinning. Time to toss any fears that rule you. Dance to vibrations, no limitations. Shine.